Good morning, traders. Welcome to this FXDD video on the Euro AUD. My name is Chris from Elite Currency, and before we take a look at this currency pair, be aware of this risk disclaimer explaining the fact that trading for exchange and global financial markets are considered high risk and may not be suitable for everyone. Please seek the advice of an independent financial advisor for more information on that. And this video is for informational and educational purposes only. So this is the euro versus the Australian dollar Euro AUD monthly chart. Let's take a up-down approach, and we see a double top potentially on the Euro AUD as a bearish candlestick reaction at this 165 area occurred about 2 months ago. All right, in January. So now we're looking at a potential bounce, I think, and continuation after this double top. Now it's not necessarily confirmed as yet, but as March ends very soon, we'll have a fractal at the top of this January candle. So I think it's fair to say that there's a good chance that this will be a reaction. This will be kind of a potential double top, and that could be a reversal signal. Now, if we look at the swings, we had, of course, a very strong bearish swing here. In this case, we've had a good reaction to the upside, some correction here, and then again some correction here. Why do I say correction? Because price is sticking to the 21 EMA zone on this time frame. So all of this is pretty choppy and corrective, and to me it looks like a potential ABC. So I think there's a fair chance that if price does make this downside, it could, for instance, go back to the previous support zone around here, for instance. All right, and continue this pattern like that. Let's zoom in to the weekly chart. Take a look a bit at this lower time frame. And we see a potential of a zigzag pattern, I think, first of all. You can see that I think price is running a little bit out of steam. We had pretty good angle here, but you can see that price is now going more or less flat and sideways. And if price does pop up, there's a chance of a head and shoulders level as well, pattern, I should say, with this being the left shoulder, this being the head, and this being the right shoulder. So keeping an eye on 164. If price does pop up, it's possible price is stuck in the 21 EMA zone going sideways, so it's in the consolidation zone. It could break to both directions at this moment, in fact. So if it does break to the upside, keep an eye on 164/165. I think that could be a very strong resistance zone, and I will keep an eye on bearish candlestick patterns for a bearish reversal back down towards the long-term moving average at the very minimum, if not further, if not all the way to this zone, which was the bottom of that monthly chart. All right, so now let's take a look at the daily chart, and I think there's a pretty good reversal candles, right, indicating that potential bounce. We've got good momentum. Price is going sideways here, as we already saw on the weekly chart. So let's put the box on the table here on the chart. There we go, and it's more or less a zone on both sides, around 161, around 157.50. Price is now at the bottom of that zone. Let's see if we get a breakout to the downside or not. If we do, then I think there could be a good wide open space to that downside. And we can put a fib from here to here. There we go. First target, minus 272 target at 155. A little bit below that, but 155 is a round level. Then the minus 61.8 target at 151.50. And those are, of course, just intermediate targets. It could go further than that, but yeah, that would be the first levels to think about, I think, if we get the break to the downside. If we do get a bounce and then a break up, once again, I think there is a strong resistance zone here, so there's some space between 161 and 164 for an upside, but ultimately this bearish bounce, I think, is more interesting. So upside seems limited. Downside could fall a lot more, and there's a lot more space, I think, for that move. Now, that said, nothing has happened as yet. Price is still at this bottom, and it could continue within this range as well, right? Let's take a look at the time pattern aspect of it, and it's been going sideways now. Let's correct this fib just a little bit. There we go. And it's been going sideways 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks already. So from this perspective, I would not be surprised if price still continues sideways. Maybe for April, in fact. That seems to be the leading scenario. Maybe April sideways before we get a breakout in May. That would be my best guesstimate, but with corrections and the timing of corrections, it is pretty difficult to make an assessment on that. In any case, it really doesn't matter. What I'm waiting for, at least, is a breakout candle on the daily chart, right? So clear daily candle like this, with a close in the low, with a close below, of course, the support zone. That would indicate the bearish breakout. Same thing for the upside, but of course then a close near the high and a close above resistance, obviously. So that's what I'm waiting for. At the moment, price made a pretty strong fall here. Now, it's difficult to say if this is a pullback for that upside or if this is a pullback for more downside at this moment. I think if price manages to get below the S2, maybe, but we still have that bottom here. Really, I think price, if we use Wiz, which is my my tool for indicating zones, our tool at ECS, I should say, then the real space seems to be between the 4th and 5th level, between 157.20 and 155.86. So that's where I really want to see price move into. That's the real zone there that we could see the most impulsive price action. So break, pull back, continue, and I think it's good to go at this moment. Tricky, right at the bottom. It is showing momentum, but it's right at this bottom. So it could also be a bouncing spot. So be careful of that with the EUR/AUD. All right, that's it for now. More webinars, by the way, live webinars, you can find out through these links with FXDD. So hope to see you there and then. And you can check out the times and schedule once you register and sign up there. Very simple. Wish you all good trading in the meantime, though, and see you soon. Cheers.